Okay, let's be real. If you mix music, you know the drill. You spend hours, maybe even days, getting a mix to sound absolutely perfect on your headphones. Then you take it to your car, you play it on your phone, and it just falls apart. It's so frustrating. But what if there was a way to fix that, for good, and it didn't cost a single penny? Well, that's what we're going to get into.
This is the classic problem, isn't it? What sounds amazing in your cans turns into a muddy, boomy mess everywhere else. It is probably the #1 headache for anyone with a home studio. But here's a thought. What if the problem isn't you? What if it's not your ears, but the actual headphones you're using?
Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Headphone correction software. And if you're skeptical, you are in good company. Chris Saline from Mixdown Online, whose journey is the basis for this, felt the exact same way. For years, he was like, nope, I'm just going to learn my headphones, quirks and all. But then, he saw something that completely flipped his perspective.
What changed his mind was a video by another creator, Paul Third. And Paul's idea was a total game changer. See, for years, the goal was always to EQ your headphones to be perfectly flat. But Paul suggested aiming for a completely different target. And that was the key that unlocked a whole new way of work.
And this new target, it has a name. It's called the Harman curve. Now, this isn't just some random preset somebody cooked up in their bedroom. This is a scientifically developed sound profile, and it's designed specifically to solve that translation problem once and for all. So what exactly is it?
So what is the Harman curve? Put simply, its goal is to make your headphones stop sounding like headphones. It's a target EQ curve based on tons of research that aims to replicate the sound of listening to a pair of really high-quality speakers in a professionally treated room. The whole idea is to give you a reference point that will actually translate to the real world.
Just think about the difference here. On one side, you have your standard headphones, even really expensive ones, that all have their own weird sonnet personality, right? A hyped-up bass, a weird spike in the mids. It makes judging a mix a total guessing game. The Harman target, on the other hand, just smooths all that out. It creates a balanced, predictable canvas so you can make mixing decisions with confidence. And the result for Chris? He said, honestly, he's hooked. And the reason is simple. At the end of the day, his mixes just translate way better. And that's what's most important, right? It's not about making your headphones sound nice. It's about making sure your mix sounds right on every system. That's the whole shebang.
All right, I can see the wheels turning. You're probably thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but what fancy software do I have to buy? And here is the absolute best part. You don't have to buy anything. You can do this whole thing right now completely for free. Let's walk through exactly how.
The key to this whole operation is a fantastic website called AutoEQ.app. It's this huge, free, open source project where a community of people has measured thousands of different headphone models and then calculated the exact EQ settings you need to make them match that Harman curve. It's incredible.
And using it could not be easier. It's just 4 simple steps. First, you go to the site and you find your specific headphone model in their huge list. Second, you select your target. The one you're looking for is Harman Over-Ear 2018. Third, for the format, choose Custom Parametric EQ. And finally, boom, the website just gives you the settings. You just copy them over. It's literally that easy.
And this is what it'll look like. It just spits out a simple table with the filter type, the frequency, the gain, and the Q factor. All you have to do is open up any parametric EQ plugin. I mean, even the free stock one that came with your DAW will work, and just dial in these settings. You put that on your master bus, and you're ready to mix.
Okay, so once you punch in those numbers, you are about 90% of the way there, which is already a huge improvement. But that last 10%, that's all about fine-tuning and making it perfect for your ears and your taste.
And just remember the mantra here, close is good. The goal isn't mathematical perfection. Think of these settings as a fantastic starting point, a blueprint. But after that, you've got to trust your ears. If something doesn't feel quite right, adjust it. You're still the one in charge.
So, here are a few key tweaks you'll want to make. First, the bass. The Harman curve can sometimes add a ton of low end, so feel free to pull that down a bit if it's too much for you. Second, and this is absolutely critical, you have to do this, the website will give you a preamp value. You must lower the output gain on your EQ plugin by that amount to avoid clipping. And finally, don't obsess over the super high frequencies, anything about 5K. There's just too much variation up there to get it perfect.
Okay, and one more really important note, specifically for all you FabFilter Pro Q3 users. If that's you, listen up. Because of how Pro Q is designed, you need to do one extra little bit of math. Whatever Q value the website gives you, just take it and multiply it by this number, 1.41. It's a tiny step, but it's essential if you want the curve to be accurate in Pro Q.
So we've gone from the problem to the theory to the step-by-step of how to do it. But we're left with the million-dollar question. At the end of the day, does this free trick actually work? Does it really give you mixes that translate better?
So, does it work?
The answer is a huge, resounding yes. This simple, free workflow bumps the entire headphone mixing experience up a major notch. Now, it will probably sound a little weird for the first day or so while your brain adjusts, but once you get used to it, the payoff is real. Mixing becomes faster, way more enjoyable, and most importantly, so much more reliable.
And that's really the final thought here. This isn't about running out and spending hundreds of dollars on new gear. It's about taking the headphones you already own and unlocking their full potential with a free tool. So the only question left is, could this one simple EQ trick be the key to unlocking your most confident, best translating mixes ever? Well, there's only one way to find out.